home, but my balls keep telling me to let me just let me That clock keeps ticking like a metronome, and my thoughts keep telling me to get me home, but my balls keep telling me to let me just let me That clock keeps ticking like a metronome, and my thoughts keep telling me to get me home, but my balls keep telling me to let me Fuck all that shit, just let me go.
Broadcasting live from the Heart Era. This is the most badass YouTube broadcast in all the no land. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm Tommy C. This Shop the Point. My point man today, coming back from Las Vegas, none other than Real Talk the Metaphor. Messiah hasn't been here in a minute. Whole month off. Make some dough, yo.
Yes, sir. Make some dough. What's the motherfucking word, Tommy?
Yeah, what's going on? Welcome back. I missed you. I really did. Dave did a really good job, though, and shout out to Dave for filling in. He did tremendous work. Another man we haven't seen in a bit because he's becoming a fucking working state. When you get a girlfriend, I know you're going to be out of here. You know that? Is another Jeff the Huffman, who, by the way, has had a lot of requests, and I can now even say complaints. I mean, I'm just short of a death threat with Jeff not being on. You know, I'm waiting for them. I'm screwed. You screwed Jeff. You screwed Jeff. Or some shit like that. All right. We have a very long video to cover today. I'm going to cover most of the H3 podcast. This gives me a chance to get my entire defense of Cabos out. And I will try to take calls. The video's 14 minutes. You know how I go through videos. I only want to take calls for transparency's sake from people that disagree with me. If you want to go into the, and you better not be lying or I won't put you on for a while. If you want to send me a DM in Discord and go in the waiting call and say, Tommy, I disagree with you, I will put you in. And we're probably going to come on near the very end. I'll be perfectly honest because it's going to take a while to go through this video. All right? So I want somebody to disagree with me. Oh, fuck. We're having problems in the stream?
Are we?
I don't know. I'm getting bad message.
You sounded all staticky right when we went on air, but it's cleared up now.
It's cleared up. Yeah, but I'm guessing. How we looking in chat, baby? Put a 1 if we're live for you and yours. Fuck Jeff. Now y'all say fuck Jeff.
That is the longest ass. Wait, the man who spent hours thinking of the perfect username decided that this was the perfect username. That's somebody's username.
I think that guy subbed to me on Twitch, to be honest with you. All right, we're going on. It says okay. Stream's not looking too good on my end, but whatever. All right, here's the deal. If you disagree with me, look, Tommy, I disagree with you, what have you. Here's the thing. Do not strawman me, all right? I am only defending my own arguments, the defense of Cabos that I made on that one fucking thing, and don't you dare bring up anything idiotic that Keemstar has said about the Phil Defranco shit. I didn't say that stupid, all right? Oh, and if you say that I'm a fucking idiot and then make your case, fuck you. I had people doing that all day to me on Twitter. Tommy, you won't answer my call. You're a fucking scumbag. And here's the way. By the way, here's why you're wrong. Oh, why do I got to talk to you then? Fuck off. Veggie Tub me respectful. Why can't, I mean, everybody else that disagree with me is respectful. Why can't you be, jerk? And by the way, I'm a lot better at this than you. I'll make a fucking jackass out of you. You know what? In fact, I changed my mind. Call in and fucking act like a jackass. I will make an internet moment you will never forget. All right, now that I got that out of the way.
Feel better?
Well, the whole thing that really gets me, Defranco makes this video 3 months ago, month after, 5 months ago. I don't really think I have much of a complaint. In fact, I can continue to defend him. As a lot of you guys remember, I defended him passionately on the Catch 33 podcast. And some of those defense I can maintain. And at one point, he actually makes the same defense of hiding the money on his Patreon that I made in Catch 33. So, Phil, if you're watching, and I doubt you are, here's the thing. You can't accuse me of trying to take your fucking career away. I don't fucking care. In fact, I want you to succeed. And there's evidence that I wanted you to succeed. So you can't make everybody's out to get me, poor me. Goddamn. The vast right-wing conspiracy. You sound like goddamn Hillary Clinton. Well, by the way, her husband was a cheat. He was fucking Monica. All right? That doesn't mean anything. All right. My defense of Cabos. All right? And this is the defense of Cabos. As far, I do not like, and I agree with Klaus was crazy, that he used the word scam as if and presented, and I do not like the thumbnail he had to put Phil in a jail suit. All right? I understand that that's comical. I thought it was
kind of funny, though.
It's satirical. I understand that.
Clickbait.
But here's the thing. When you're going up against, like, a lot of those likes were dislikes of Cabos, just probably like we got the 6 dislikes in here now, right? It's just because you said something bad about Phil. When you go up against a bigger YouTuber, that's part of the fucking job. You're going to get it. I get it all the time, all right? So what you got to do is kind of root out those people. There are legitimate criticisms of Cabos' video. I made one of those criticisms that I will reiterate later, all right? But the part where he says it's a scam, and here's where I'll defend him, where I think he was sort of loose with the language. I went on the site last Sunday. You saw it. I feel like it's a scam. And here's why. It's not what I thought it was going to be. In fact, Phil Defranco changes the definition of what it was. So I'm a lot stronger ground than I have. Here's the thing. Keemstar doesn't know circumstantial evidence from direct evidence. He doesn't understand. He doesn't understand what the fuck it means. That's not my fault. All right? But I do. And I do feel like it's a scam. Let's put it this way. Jeff, are you there?
I try.
What do you call when a Nigerian prince sends you an email and says, hold $500,000 for me? What do you call that?
I'd say less than reliable, maybe.
Would you call it a scam?
That's another word for it, yeah.
Okay. Do you know for a fact it's a scam?
Not 100%.
But what makes you think it's a scam?
The fact that I'm getting a random thing from Nigeria.
Yeah, and the fact that you probably heard it 100 times before. I feel very much the same way when I go to Phil Defranco's Patreon. That is not direct evidence. But what I can do is stick up for Cabos in the way, I don't know the way he used the word, but it does feel like a scam to me. It is filled with fluff and advertisements. If he had done just a little bit, a quarter of what he talked about in H3, I can go back to defending Phil Defranco with confidence. But, in my opinion, he made it much worse for himself by changing the definition of what his Patreon was. Because he did not make it explicit prior to that. Here we go. Here's the parts that I thought were important in the Phil Defranco podcast. Some of it, I actually agree with him, and I will point that out as well. So this is not just a takedown of Phil. And by the way, I do believe that, and I hate when people do this. Keemstar's trying to take you down. You're probably right. I know that because he's tried to do it with me. I know that he sent a teenager that he once fucking laughed about getting swatted to feed me a fake news story. I know that because he says that I beg for money online and use my kid. I know him personally, and all he thinks about is revenge. So you're probably right, Phil. You're probably right. But guess what? That doesn't mean all the criticism of you having a Patreon or using it in this manner is illegitimate. Not everybody is throwing shit or dirt, as you say. I'm not. I want you to succeed. But I don't like what you're doing, and I think it's crap. And it feels scamish. Here we go. Here's Phil on the H3 podcast. Can you guys all see it?
Yes.
Yep.
Obviously, I don't look at Patreon as a donation. I see it as a transaction, right? It's not like a GoFundMe. People support at different tiers because you get early videos, you get exclusive videos, exclusive live streams. We used to sell signed posters with my own merch company that I launched forever ago. All we did was we kind of migrated that over. So it's like you can just do that there. We have exclusive mug, stuff like that. So people can get their awesome shit, support the show.
All right. Enough with your fucking... This guy's a walking advertisement. God damn it. Hey,
I gotta say, if there's ever a time where the camera adds 10 pounds, I mean, this...
Yeah, I know. He ate that Patreon money. That's what I'm the most suspicious about. Look at this fat ass. God damn it. Here's the problem with that, Phil. As far as it being a business or service, that is not how you sold it. You sold it as... I want to make a news network that is free of interference from corporations. In other words, getting out the investors, the investors that would demand to see what the fucking money's going for. Yeah, to outroot them, right? I want to do this, and I need your patronage. I need your crowd funding. That's what Patreon is. Now, I do understand that they're trying to change their image a little bit, and that would be a good reason to block the money if it's a service. That's not how you sold it. You sold it as, this is too much for me to do on my own without risking my fortune.
Yep.
And you told people that are so desperate for something, what you produce, which is so great, the Phil Defranco throw. And it is about as neutral. I mean, it's not highbrow or anything, but it is about as neutral could possibly get. Except on net neutrality. I think you fucked that up. Right? But that's another story. That's another fucking podcast. All right? That is not how you sold it. And you repeat this. And here's the best part. If it's a service, that means it's a business, and it's nobody's fucking business where the money goes. The biggest criticism of you in this Patreon is where the money goes. Cavos' biggest criticism, other ones withstand it, is you have not been forthcoming about where this particular money goes. And we know you're top 1 or 2 in all of Patreon. That is completely legitimate. To sit there and switch, well, it's a business now, it's a service. Really? No, it's crowdfunding with a tier system. A lot of people do it, and it's not fucking new either. You used to, God damn it, those religious kooks, when I was a kid in the 80s, these televangelists, they might send you a fucking crucifix too. And you do sound more like a goddamn cult leader every day. And you're looking like them. You're getting fat. God damn it.
The camera.
So here's the thing. If you completely, now it's a service. So yeah, fucking block the money, for sure. It's none of your business how much money your business makes, but that's not how you sold it. I need help. This is too much for me to handle on my own. That's how you sold it. That's why you're getting, oh, I really want a fucking sweater that says sports. No, I want to help Phil Defranco and maybe wear the fucking thing or give it to my goddamn Uncle Mike as a gag gift. That's why I'd fucking get the sports thing. Phil gets helped up, but I can laugh at my uncle. What the fuck is this for, Tommy? That's a Phil DeFranco shirt. Shit, that guy's ripping everybody off. I know. So, all right. So he goes on.
And move forward. But there are people that use it almost in a donation sort of way.
Oh, how scummy of them. That's because that's what it's called. It's called crowdfunding.
Isn't that what it is?
I do it. I only have one fucking tier. I have no overhead whatsoever with it. And yes, if you're supporting me directly, it's patronage for me. And that's the thing. Like, that's what somebody would say to me. Like, what is your money going for? Oh, it's going in my fucking pocket, and some of it is going towards the show. This is what I fucking bought. I got these friggin' lights. I produced another show. That's all anybody ever wanted. That's the only complaint. All this other bullshit about you flipping it to SourceFed and all that stuff. Yeah, that's bullshit arguments. I guarantee it. But guess where they came from? Keemstar. So, all right, take it from the source. There are legitimate criticisms about the way you're using this.
And those are the people I think they're going to get hit the most, because those guys, they accept $1, right? Because we use ours as a service, we have our first tier at $5. Like what we did is kind of based off of Rooster Teeth First. They have like a $5 and I think a $35. Then maybe it's $50. Okay. So we do $5, $10, $35. And
tier fucking crowdfunding. Now it's fucking business, convenient.
And it just, I don't know. It really, the main thing is conversation. The main thing is conversation because, and sorry, I'm like feeling how I was feeling when I was screaming. It's a platform. Like, I love Patreon, right? Rather than,
I'll bet.
I bet you do.
I bet if I was making that amount of money, I would too.
I bet you do. I like it too.
And
let me make it clear. I don't have a problem with that on Patreon. I don't have a problem with fucking hiding the money. Said that clearly. Can't say I didn't. So yeah, you have an agenda. You just hate Phil. Fuck you. Come up with something better.
When we did our jump, rather than having to create an owned and operated thing, there was just a built-in thing that we could start it on. Sure. I still plan on migrating it to an owned and operated because I see it as a service.
Why would you migrate it if it's a service? You don't have to fucking answer to anybody. That's a lot of the H3 podcasts. Well, I'm going to move it over eventually. Why? Yes, because you could be selling your fucking junk on a regular-ass website and just tell everybody from YouTube to go there. Why did you need Patreon? I think, and this is why it smells like a scam, because they are actually donators. And that's probably how they're seen in the eyes of the law. You don't got to reveal shit. And if it's a business, that means we can check your tax returns.
But they constantly talk.
But then again, that's just my opinion.
Talk about their best asset.
Their best asset. They're creators. They're creators.
So you're saying that if you donate $1, you're going to lose like 10% of it, as opposed to like if you donate $5.
All right, what he's talking about now is Patreon changed their system. Apparently it fucking sucks. Apparently I'm going to get fucked in the ass, but whatever. Here's what he says about it.
It's going to be so much.
Well, I think the big thing is also to take away the word donate, right? I personally do not see Patreon as a GoFundMe, as a donation service.
I don't see it as a GoFundMe.
There are some people that, once again, that use it, but I think...
Yeah, that's scumbags. It uses fucking what it was intended for. Sorry, Phil. Yes, that's the thing. That's the major change. But here's the problem. That's not what you said. Does anybody remember that video where he was going through a really fucking tough time? You remember this one, Jeff? Where he's like, I'm having a really rough day, and he fucking threw his shoulder to the camera, and then he just didn't edit it out. And then he went off for a couple of days, and then the Franco Elite.
Oh, look at that.
It looks and smells like a scam to me.
Yeah, I gotta be honest, Tommy.
That's manipulation.
It's a red flag, bro.
I remember that clear as fuck. I remember like he was having a rough time. I remember feeling bad for him too. I was like, oh, that sucks. I like Phil, right? And then he fucking threw his shoulder to the camera, and I'm like, I remember seeing that. Like, look, I've gotten fucking emotional on the show before, but I can't edit it out. If I was gonna get emotional in a video, just because I'm fucking macho fucker, I'm gonna edit it out. Another thing is, everybody fucking knows that does YouTube. You cry on camera, it's money in the motherfucking bank. I believe Phil is simply too smart to scam people in such an obvious way.
Did he put a deep sigh in it?
I like that fucking argument. Like murderers make that. Why would I kill somebody? I would go to jail if I got caught. Yeah, come on. I don't buy that argument. I'm sorry, McDanielson. You know, and by the way, the bulk of you were really respectful with it. Some I had real hard. Patreon's disagreeing with me, and the bulk of you were really respectful and really fucking cool and heard me out. But it was just those fucking. You're a scumbag because you fucking made a joke, like. Fucking Leon Lush goes, Leon Lush says, I don't know, it's like, I'm the only one that doesn't care he has a Patreon? You could be spending on fucking hookers and coke. I don't care. And then I wrote back, I gotta be honest with you, I hope he's spending on hookers and coke. That's fucking views galore for me.
That's funny.
Well, somebody wrote me back, some idiot wrote me back and said, wow, you rooting for the worst case scenario really makes you scummy. I'm paraphrasing, of course. Oh, that was obviously a joke. And then they started hitting me up about my video in the wrong fucking thread. And I'm like, no, I don't think I should be talking to you. Right? What's the matter? You can't take criticism? No, you're a fucking bitch. You're a bitch. Why should I call it? Oh, Veggie Tub. I think there's another guy in the chat right now. I mean, like, I can't remember his fucking name. He was very respectful. Actually, he stuck up for me. I saw him on there.
We've got a lot of stuff still left to talk about.
Oh, my goodness.
I had one. Let's see. I had one more actually question about Patreon that I want to.
Yes.
How do you see Patreon fitting into your long-term goals? Do you see it winding down as the business?
Translation: you're gonna fucking get it off once you get your money.
Business becomes self-sufficient.
Actually, by the way, Ethan was very good without being rude, and he did ask follow-up questions. So I was really expecting to hate my fucking self and hate Ethan after this, but no, he did a very, very good job after taking a lot of heat after Jake Paul. Great work, Ethan. Good stuff. It's the same shit, but it just changes the label to Patreon to fit the current situation that he's in. He can't do it without you guys. It's a subscription business. What else did it fucking say? Subscription, don't release their earnings. Give me a break. Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm not saying it's a scam. It looks like a scam. I don't know. Like maybe one of those. Wouldn't it be funny if one of those jackasses, Nigerian prince, was on the fucking level and he just needed my goddamn help? It's not impossible. It's not out of the realm of possibility. Jesus Christ, they're trying to cut my head off. Could you have 500 grand? I'll give you 100 grand of it once I get to Germany. Yeah, sure there, Ahmed. What are the fucking odds? Not good. What are the odds of this? I don't know. Probably better than Nigerian prince, in fairness.
Or is it like an integral part of your business model going forward? How do you see the future of it?
My plan is to move it over to an owned and operated.
Actually, it doesn't look like a pyramid scheme. It feels like a Ponzi scheme. It's a Ponzi scheme, but here's the best part of this one. When you get involved in the Ponzi scheme, you expect to make money back, and what they do is they move it all around and make it look like you're making money. This one's a donation. Yeah, a donation. So you don't expect to make. So you rip people off. They figure you rip people fucking off. They just, well, I donated.
This isn't the stock market.
Yeah, really. And that's another thing. No, I'll get that later.
Because the problem is, I think far too many people view Patreon as a donation service. They have made changes.
Well, that wasn't a plan on this one, was it?
Internally and with how they market their company so that they can get away from it. But
all right, he told the truth. Patreon is currently trying to change their business model to being not just a place for donation, but, and it could be that, a place for a place to start a business. Okay, that is 100% true. I looked into it. You can check some of their statements. I looked all into it. He's right. That's not how he sold it. I just want to make that clear. He didn't sell it like, I'm starting a business called Franco Delete on Patreon. You can buy in a certain tier, Steve, and you'll get a lot of junk. That's not what he said. That's not what he said. I need your help. This is a big risk. That's what he said. Two different things. It fit the situation.
But that is
for
how
people that
Patreon's
not there every day. They don't look at it like they still see it as like a donation service. So
yeah, so do I, and so do the people that donate to me. Hopefully. Sorry, not giving you anything. I can't. Well, I'm gonna try after the holiday because it looks like I'm gonna have to raise the fucking rates because it's a stupid rule. But whatever. Yeah, Mr. Glowworm. Guy disagrees with me. Totally respectful.
Once again, the way that we view ourselves is it's transaction. You're getting all this stuff. Obviously, it's fan funding in the sense of the same way like when you sell a shirt, when you sell merch.
Okay, it's fan funding. Then why not just sell shirts and say it's for the goddamn thing?
Why not be upfront about it? Like,
why not be upfront about what you're doing? Why not just say, hey, look, I can't cover the overhead. What do you think Phil is going to do with the money? I don't know. He won't tell us. He has been on YouTube for 10 years plus. Why would he now decide to scam? Well, I'll face that argument. It's like, why would anybody murder? They know they're going to go in jail and get in trouble. I don't know. I can't get into it. I can only go by what he says and what I know myself. I don't know. Is it possible this is not a scam and just really, really bad fucking business idea? Yes. Yes.
Well, but Tommy, I will counter that with.
Go ahead.
I will counter that with. A lot of people think because this guy has a lot of money, he won't scam. Why would he scam? He has a lot of money. But I know people with a lot of money, and it'd be crazy. It's crazy.
Took my football team away. Real talk. They took my football team away.
Yeah.
No, the murder comparison is a metaphor, Doug. The thing is, the idea, well, he wouldn't do that because he would get in trouble. That's essentially what your argument is. I'm sorry. People that do rotten shit don't care.
Yeah, they don't give a fuck.
Now, that doesn't mean he's doing rotten shit. That doesn't mean he's scamming anybody. I could tell the difference between circumstantial evidence and fucking direct evidence, but it feels like it. We went on the damn thing yesterday. It was nothing but fluff and bullshit. Hey, you beautiful bastards, I had a great day. My baby farted all over my face. It was great. Ah, that's so cute, Phil. That's fucking bullshit to me. And the argument is, well, he wouldn't do it because he would get in trouble. Come on.
Because all that money is going...
Murder is just a metaphor.
Right back into trying to create more and more content, right? When someone buys a shirt, they're not buying the shirt because it's just, like, pretty cool, right?
No, my fucking shirts are bad fucking ass.
I don't know. I think that sweatshirt that says sports on it is pretty badass.
Sports.
Buy it because it's supporting you, right? Because they're part of something. But my thing, especially after what happened today, my plan was to move off in 2 to 3 years. I think that unless something else changes or there's a communication issue, I do not want to be liable for other people's choices. Right?
What does that mean?
What?
You gonna sell it? You're gonna be yelling like once you get it off the ground, you're gonna move it off because you don't want to be liable for it. Wouldn't you be in control of it? Now, I'm not going to sit there and make the source-fed fucking argument that he's going to flip it, but I find that to be a strange statement. Maybe I don't. I will say this. I just don't understand what he's saying. I don't. So maybe I'm just not. I'm completely. This one may be going right over my head, and there may be a rational explanation. But I found that statement very strange.
Right. The whole point of everything that we've done is.
But Keemstar, that doesn't mean he's fucking going to flip it. I know that's all you need. Let me help you. I helped you with fucking Leafy. You fucking nailed him against the wall because of me, you dummy.
So that I'm a master of my own future,
Yeah.
right? And so when someone just fucking changes everything, like your core, the thing that has made you bulletproof, we had to deal with.
Are you basing this off of anything else that Phil's done in the past? No, I can't base it because he's been fucking perfect model citizen. I'm basing it off what I see on YouTube and the fact that he changed what it was. Now it's a service, before it was a donation. Before it was crowdfunding, now it's a service. I'm basing it on the fluff that I see. It looks like you fucking literally pay for advertisements. I'm basing it on the lack of transparency, which is the major criticism all along, and the bulk of what Cabo said in his video. There is a lack of transparency. Now, he's a little more transparent in this video. I didn't clip those parts, and honest, but I'll give him credit. If I'd have heard half that, well, I'm doing this, and here's my app, and here's what I'm doing. There's 2 more shows. That's all. What are they about? What do they do? That's all. That's it. Case closed. I'm not interested. Good luck, Phil.
Still deal with it.
But now it's just amazing to me. Cabos makes this video, and this guy's gonna get his nuts clipped over it to get a vasectomy, and he just cancels it to go on H3.
Well, to be fair, that sounds far less painful.
Yes. Now he said that he didn't want to be stumbling around on fucking Christmas. And I don't blame him. I knew this guy in the Army got fucking clipped, and as soon as he was able to come back, he was the only guy that could drive a 10-ton truck, and he just bounced his balls all the way to this fucking dump we had to throw stuff out in, and boy, was he in pain. And nobody gave a fuck. It's like, sorry, son, I know your nuts hurt, but you're going to get in that fucking truck. And by the way, if you've ever been in one of those trucks, man, it's that's the way it is the whole way. I can't imagine how getting your nuts clipped. So maybe he did it for that reason. But I find it funny how quick the response was. And either Cabos is the most unlucky motherfucker in the universe, where he does a video 48 hours before Phil announces he's actually fucking doing something to the public.
Didn't Dave kind of call that, though?
Dave did call the rope-a-dope, but then I talked to him privately. He kind of walked it back. So, because that's the problem with the rope-a-dope. If he rope-a-doped, then why do it fucking now? It doesn't make any sense. So, Cabos either forced it out of him, which I believe. No, again, circumstantially, or Cabos is the unluckiest prick in the internet. What sounds more fucking reasonable? And the fact that he gets so goddamn angry.
Like demonetization issues today.
I gave Phil, Mr. Glowworm, I did get, anybody who doesn't think I gave this guy the benefit of the doubt 8 months ago, you check Catch 33. If anybody want to make the agenda argument with me.
This. He really did. Give,
I fucking fought like a dog.
Kind of weird.
And some of the arguments I still hold and still stand. None of them are Keems.
The people that are on Defranco Elite. That's
yeah, I think Cabos forced about it. Even if there was misinformation in there and stuff like that, which I don't know that there was. A lot of them were just opinions, and it was a look. And that's another thing. Cabos did a hit piece on Phil. Cabos does a hit piece on fucking everybody.
That's like everything.
I don't care if it's a Jake Paul. I care if it's the YouTuber I like. He's done hit pieces on fucking everybody. That's what he's not a journalist. He's a fucking commentating entertainer, and he's really fucking mean.
And he's funny.
Yeah, he's funny. Fucking Real Talk loves him some Cabos. That's not like Dave. He's really fucking mean. You just don't like. It's cool when it's somebody you don't like. And I think he took a lot of balls taking a shot at him.
That get the stuff. They're supporting us that way. They make my show bulletproof.
Yeah, I bet they do. And that's kind of what he sold it on. But he didn't say it was a service.
I think that it would be useful, the separation of being like, hey, this is a subscription service.
Right.
Because Patreon definitely does hold the connotation of being like a donation site.
Yeah, up until today. I guess I was just too stupid, Phil. I should have known it was a business all along. You didn't call it a business. You said you needed help.
Well, I think you didn't say that beforehand because it would have been harder to get off the ground.
Yeah, that's probably true. That's probably true. And that's also, and that would actually explain him being the lack of transparency, but that's no excuse. You just invited a whole bunch of fucking undue criticism.
We were using it a long time ago.
Sorry, Cabos is my friend, and I actually call him a friend now, and I really like him. And I don't like everything he does, and I told him. We were actually working together a little bit on the damn Nick Crompton thing, and I said, you really want to go with that headline? You know, we have disagreements, but I do like him, and he's good. He's good. I do like him. He's good, and we've been through a fucking fuck of a lot.
I had the attitude of like,
I don't like Keemstar. How about that?
At one point I just
breaking news. Yeah.
Removed the rewards altogether because I was like, look,
because we were doing it ourselves, and at a certain point it became so much work that we couldn't like that would have been our main job just to fulfill sending stuff
Patreon
to people.
going.
Totally.
Well, at the time, Elo was like,
I was actually hand making stuff. Yeah, that was.
I was just like, listen, just
what were you hand making? Gingerbread? I mean, what the fuck? What was?
I mean, it is that time of the year. Maybe the sweatshirt there.
Yeah.
That looks like it was handmade.
Ethan, I did another sweatshirt. I stitched it to get a look of Santa Claus. Ethan, one more. Okay, another sweatshirt coming up. I love you, Hill. I really do. I wish you could talk about the Army one of these days, because I know she's a badass.
Your accent sounds more Dominican.
No, yeah, it does really. Ethan,
does it really?
I finished the sweatshirt.
Because when I hear you do her voice, I immediately think of somebody trying to do Albert Pujols. Nobody in the chat knows who that is.
I actually really think she's.
He sounds like a drunk New Jersey guy to me.
Who?
You.
Me? Fuck.
Yeah, you're doing that voice.
I'm not drunk.
No, that's just his normal voice.
I went to Blacklight Golf today with a bunch of children, and I was taking care of them, and I was the adult all fucking day. You should have saw me. I even yelled at them when they got a snowball fight and ran in the street in a major city.
You're not letting the kids have a snowball fight?
In the fucking middle of the street while they're rolling the fucking ground in goddamn mines? No.
That sounds even more fun.
You know what I did? No. There's cars in the fucking road, you genius. You're stupid as they are. How did you survive? How did you survive this far, Jeff?
If you can dodge traffic, you can dodge a ball.
You know, in St. Louis, they still have horses and buggies. That's why.
That's true. Big fucking hillbilly.
Yeah,
it's like, well, we'll heal the horse before it's coming.
Help us out if you want. That was a while ago, but like I think that would be interesting
for their future, and I think that's why they've started making references to your business, your shows, things like that.
Well, that worked out for you, didn't it, fucking Phil?
I think that they are.
By the way, don't have a problem if you run a business on Patreon. All the power to you. And I highly suggest you block the money you're making.
Understanding.
Just make it abundantly clear, unlike our chubby friend here.
Because it's a massive tool for me.
You're a massive tool.
But I also think that it's something that we can do on our own and operated site.
Yeah, so like you could have got a loan, you could have hired people and fucking like, I don't know, everybody else. But you have a YouTube channel. I can't, like, if I didn't have a YouTube channel, I can't go on and say, hey, look, I can't take this big risk. Everybody donates, because nobody listens. But you're Phil DeFranco. You can do it via donations. That doesn't sound like a fucking business model to me. To me. That sounds like charity. Give me money, and I'll make this great thing that you won't profit from. I don't know if I like that. I don't know if that's going to get the attention of the government. We're going to fuck all our donations. Whether you're, that's another thing. Let's say he's scamming people. We're fucked on donation. The government's getting involved. Yeah. Let's say he's not scamming anybody, and he's doing it by the letter of the fucking law. And people just wake up, you know what? I don't know if you should be making businesses on the backs of donations. We're fucked either way. I bet you didn't think of that, Phil.
And I think that's the plan, is to start slowly moving now.
Why? It's another thing. He wants to move away. Why move away if it's working? Is it because of the heat you're getting? And say it. I think when Patreon saw their second most popular Patreon subscription service, it was the reason they sparked this insanely new idea for the fucking website. I don't even think it's a bad idea. I really don't. It's just not how they built it. Phil, are you there?
Is integrated into what we do there. But yeah, wait, sorry, I cut your question off.
Well, so the point that I'm getting at is that a lot of the criticism that people levy against some people on Patreon, something that you do too, is that they hide the amount of money they get. They only show the number of Patreons they have. And so my question is, what is your
reasoning?
Or yeah, what is your reasoning for hiding the dollar amount?
Well, I would say, one, we choose just to not show it. I think when you start a conversation...
Well, at least it's being real.
Well,
because it's mine, bitch.
Yeah,
that is an option. You can either show it or not show it.
Yeah, it's fucking. It's actually. It's in a checkbox. Yeah. Okay. Sure.
Conversation with Hyde.
$2. I just went to revisit the thumbnail of yours when you Photoshop your super serious salty face on a turkey being roasted. Gets me laughing every time. Real talk. What up, my nibba? I was almost scared. I was almost scared to say that shit. Oh, that's right. Nibba, please.
It automatically seems like something nefarious.
I guess.
All right, I got to rewind that because that pissed me off. I just. You don't like the language.
Reasoning?
Or yeah, what is your reasoning for hiding the dollar amount?
Well, I would.
Another fucking thing. Hella is anorexic. Fuck. She looks freaky. Oh, fucking. I like Hill a lot.
Thanks for the dollar.
Yeah, thanks for the dollar. You know what? I'm gonna use that because I gave fucking Phil 5. That one goes. I'm keeping that 5 and working towards a pack of cigarettes. How about that? Thanks a lot. Hey, that's right, Phil. I fucking spent it on cigarettes. At least I told him.
Say, one, we choose just to not show it. I think when you start a conversation with Hyde, it automatically seems.
Oh, you don't like the words? I'm sorry. I don't like the word hide. It's too pointed. I like.
Hide, not show. I mean,
like not show. That's much better. We're not hiding it. We're not showing it. Or sometimes, like I like to say, it's not there.
That's weird, Tom.
Yeah, I don't know.
No, we're showing it. It's just invisible.
I like the word disappeared. I like the word. I like to look at it as like, fucked if I know. Jesus.
It's like something nefarious.
I guess
is happening. Sure. No, I think it's 100% a valid question. It is a valid question, and I am glad that it's coming from someone that has not been salivating to try and destroy my career in one way or another for years.
All right, he's talking about Keemstar. Doug, thanks for subbing Tommy C's SFTP. We hope to bring you game streams and fucking nothing but great shot from the point content. Thank you so much, by the way. Appreciate it. All right, he's referring to Keemstar. This is where I agree with him. I have no doubt in my mind that Keemstar sees, he pretty much sees everybody as fucking, he sees everybody as competition. I've heard him openly talk about wanting to destroy people. He has tried to destroy me, or at least get me over, damage me to the point with the tinfoil Tommy thing, with not showing any examples. I was begging money, using my kid for begging money, showing no examples, trying to plant a fake news story on me by using a 17-year-old boy that he once was laughed out live getting swatted. You need any fucking information about that, you can check my podcast. And the list goes on and fucking on. Yes, I do that. I know from a person, he wants to squash people, sees you as fucking competition. So at that point, I get it. But here's the fucking problem, Phil. It doesn't matter if the question comes from Keemstar about lack of transparency. It doesn't matter. What was the fucking question again? About hiding your money, right? About hiding your money. It's still a legitimate question, no matter whose mouth it comes out of. Their motivations are irrelevant, fucking rice gum style. Irrelevant. It's a yes and no question, and it's something you could have answered months ago.
So I don't show it because we don't see it once again as donations. If it was a donation site, like when there was the legal fund, right? Of course, show it. But I see what we're doing once again as very close to Rooster Teeth first. We're in like the infancy of it. More and more of the content is being made. Content, stuff, access, all that is, there's a one-to-one.
It's an infancy. That wallet's
sports T-shirts,
baby,
fucking unlocking advertisement and fluff and fucking nice language and hi guys, how you doing? Guess what I did today? Yeah, all that.
If it's a
shit.
baby, that's a fat baby.
If you go to Patreon now, it says Patreon allows so and so, like you get paid running a membership of business your fans. Is it possible that Patreon's largest people they could be approach him about the Patreon showing the shift to business models? Yes, I suppose that's fair. But again, and like I said, I think it's fair that you run it like a business on Patreon. I don't have a problem with that. That's not how he sold it. That's my point. And the issue is transparency. Really, the issue is where's the money going? And he kind of answers that. He doesn't say the money's going for this. He just shows you these are all the shows. Now, that would have been enough for me prior to this podcast, prior to, but he didn't do it before. So I'm guessing all the cool shit that he showed in the podcast, it was cool shit, some of it was good, right, was coming from the Patreon. But he never explicitly said that, and that's all I wanted. That's all I wanted. I never even asked him why he hid the money. I knew why he hid the money, because you got too many people second guessing you, which he basically goes on to explain, which I also said in Catch 33.
Transaction. So in one way, it's the same reason why any other small business that has a subscription service like that wouldn't say, this is how much money we're making every individual month, that you're going to dissect and then start trying to make one-to-one comparisons.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
The second is...
I agree with him 100% on that. Stand by it 100%. You're like, you have enough money now. How the fuck do you know?
Well, I think that a lot of my audience understands business. Like we go kind of... Our demo is very much like people that are entrepreneurs and trying to move forward, whether they're in the infancy of that or they...
Oh, that's a bunch of bullshit. They're stupid just like everybody else's fans. I got news for you.
There are enough people that do not understand everything that goes into building a business, not just operating, but growing, that I think it would be too damaging. People not taking into account that all of that money is obviously taxable. All of that money, I have to pay salaries on top of that, benefits. I have to not only have insurance on all our gear, but if I have I have a plan in case someone doesn't like some shit I said about them and they're going to try and sue me into silence.
Sure. Why didn't you say that? Where's the money going? That's all fucking Cabos' video is about. Now, he had a few fucking theories that I don't necessarily agree with, but that's all it was. I mean, basically, game, set, match. It's over. And I'm not hiding it because there's an idiot like Keemstar out there. I wouldn't even said his name. I'm hiding it because fucking Keemstar's a moron, and he has a big audience, and he can convince 15-year-olds that I'm ripping them off. And it's going to overhead. It's going to employees. It's going to the fact if I get sued. That's it. Over. Done. It's it. No problem. I could defend you on that. But you were vague. And your site's filled with fluff. And it still smells like a fucking scam. And you didn't advertise it. Now you're advertising like a business. Defranco Elite is a service. No, it's crowdfunding. Let's be fucking real here. It's crowdfunding. That's what you told us was. You needed help.
Really?
Like, can't say it enough.
I have to.
Is there insurance for that? There's
I had a conversation today. They're like, you're covered, you're covered on everything, and then in addition, we have an umbrella package.
Right.
Right.
We can't get that because we've been sued before.
Really?
We can't get umbrella packages.
Oh, that was what we were trying to get?
There's like a liability against lawsuits for like defamation or copyright. We can't get it.
Wow.
Yeah.
So there's all that. Then there's rent, utilities. There's probably stuff that I'm not even thinking of right now.
I believe
the only thing that I feel then comfortable in sharing, and I think it's the reason why it's so frustrating to me, is like I'm paying myself less money than I made last year.
I don't care. Where does the money go?
I'm paying myself 7 figures less than what I could have signed a deal for.
Who fucking cares?
If I just wanted to,
that sounds like manipulation to me. It's irrelevant.
To make money. If I wanted, because once again,
by the way, we are taking calls. Could you guys run a little late? Can we go overtime?
Yeah.
That's
okay.
Cool with me, bro.
And everyone's trying to, or not everyone, the people that are trying to go after me, and most of them are doing it with really bad information. I don't know if they're peddling bullshit or they know that they are lying. I do not want to just assume someone's lying to kind of try and go for my throat. But like oh wait, I lost my track. Where was I?
You were talking about operational cost and people peddling bullshit.
Right. So, and then people try and muddy the water and they'll say like Philip DeFranco, he's worth $20 million. And then in the same thing, they'll say like 8 million. And like, that's a fucking range. Both of those are wrong, by the way.
Yeah.
And then they'll reference Philip DeFranco. He was a founder of Maker Studios.
All right, but it's definitely over one, and it's definitely enough. For one of the best criticisms, and the strongest criticisms for a millionaire not having a Patreon is because you could fucking start this business like anybody else. You could find investors and go to the bank, ask for a loan. But this is a lot easier because there's probably a lot of laws you're going to be able to get around. Not only mention oversight, which is the whole issue.
You already have that
everything's covered. No oversight, no nothing. So, I mean, it really doesn't matter what you make. You certainly make enough to do what I just said. And that is a legitimate problem to have with what you're doing. This is very unique in that way. But you're telling people it's a business. I mean, to me, you're telling people it's a business sounds like, hey, you donate to me, I'll get you into fucking heaven. And I got to be honest with you. A lot of your defenders are basically saying, Phil would never do that he's a good guy. Well, Jesus loves this man. Look what he's done for him. That's what it sounds like to me. And I'm older than you, and I remember that bullshit. Take your mama's dentures if they got gold in them. All these fucking old bags getting every dime because they think they're going to fuck because they were probably whores when they were kids. And now they think I'm like 80 years old, I'm about to drop dead. I might as well give fucking Reverend Douchebag over here all my goddamn money to assure my spot in heaven. What these people want is they're starved for fair news. CNN can't do it. Nobody else. They're starved for it. And you're meeting that. And I'm all for it. But it's just the way you're going about it. It just feels shady.
That dude's fucking loaded. What about the part that it's public information? If you just do a fucking little bit of research, I got a fucking nothing. I got nothing from that sale, right? And that's a big.
If that's true, Cabos, that's a legitimate. If that's true, and I wish you would address them directly. I hate when people do this. If that's true, Cabos dropped the ball. I don't know what he made in the Maker Studio, and if there was available out there, maybe. He should have done that. But I don't even know if that's true or not.
Different.
By the way, you must feel really bad about that.
No. I think it feeds into...
I'm kidding. About the makers.
No,
yeah.
I was...
Really?
When I say things like, for me, it's not about the money. Like, for me, making money, like, there are so many different avenues. I could cut from a...
Isn't that the goal of any business, to make money?
Yeah, I know. Somebody said, well, some selfish capitalist business I saw. But well, you know what? I like when businesses that's all they were about because everybody knows it. The idea is to be a part of a corporation or a company to make your life better. That's what it's for. It should be for nothing else. Not saving the fucking whales, making money. There's nothing wrong with that. But this is not a traditional way of making money. You're asking for donations and calling it a business. That's a little different. Now, things have changed. I do some of that myself. There's no doubt about it. But I'm upfront of where it's going, and you haven't been upfront until now, until after the Cabos video.
A 16-person staff, when I had 6, when I could just cut down to 2, and just do the Philip DeFranco show, cut everything else out, and make more money. It just doesn't make sense.
This doesn't make sense.
And it's just generally frustrating. And I don't know. I just had it in my head of what else I wanted to say. I try not to engage when anyone tries to fling shit at me because if you engage once, they expect you to engage on everything, and then
there's some truth in that. I had that fucking happen.
He's got a point right there.
No, he's got a point right there. You can't address everybody, but it also leads you to the excuse that everybody's throwing shit at me and I don't have to gauge them.
If you don't, they're like, well, that's a tell, and it's like, no, I just don't want to deal with the obviously incorrect bullshit.
Totally agree with you.
Like the people the people going at me, they're the same people that could fucking use some extra money for maybe a proper research team when the person involved is someone that's fucking falsely accused someone of being a pedophile.
Oh.
Got him there, Phil. Yes.
Yeah.
Well, that's another thing, and I think Cavo's making a huge mistake. He sat there and said, Keem runs Drama Alert, and Phil DeFranco is not much better than Drama Alert, or much different than Drama Alert, and he only hires 2 people. Well, Keem said it was worth fucking $10 million goddamn dollars a couple weeks ago. I doubt that's true, but it's worth a lot of fucking money. There's no doubt about it. You only hire 2 people? That's not giving back to the economy. That's greed. should be hiring a lot more people than that. Especially after fucking you cut everybody out and then fucking Jake Paul thing took off. You could have hired a lot more people to do. Drama Alert, he only needs to run on 2 people. Yeah, of course, because you're covering YouTube Drama and you fuck it up. Then everybody just says, oh, you fucked it up. If he fucks it up, he's finished.
And then, it's
drama. That's why I can do a show about satirical people covering fucking real drama news. Because if I fuck it up, it's stupid to begin with. And if I do fuck it up, I'm going to come out as Tommy C, not Rip Wilson, and say, I fucked this up. This won't happen again, and here's what we're going to do to stop it.
Okay, though. They apologized afterwards. Or when it's the same person that's fucking... I don't want to use his name because he feeds off of it. But the same person that when I was talking about the Daddy of Five story, threatened to say that I was abusing my child. He has deleted that video. He said if the kids from the Daddy of Five family get taken away, I'm gonna say child abuse with you.
If that's true, I want to see it because that's a serious allegation. I have yet to see that, but I wouldn't be. I wouldn't be believing it. But I will defend Keem on this one thing. He didn't want those kids taken away, and it was absolutely necessary. And he was one of the few people making that argument at the time, as was I. It turned out that it was absolutely necessary. Both me and Keem changed our tune. So, yes, Vanilla Rice. I'm talking to you.
And I'm like, you're going to make a false child abuse claim? The
vid is out. He really did that. Keem did that. Somebody said that to me in my DMs. Don't worry, we're going over overtime. We're going to catch everything.
Fuck it. Like, that's the kind of person that goes after you. And I try not to...
I didn't know. I couldn't find it. I didn't know what to look for. I wrote Daddy 05, Keemstar. Nothing came up. Maybe I'm an idiot.
Engage. I try and do nothing. And it's so frustrating to see someone that's... I don't know. It's disgusting.
You sound more honest when you tell people's names. Call people out, dude.
It's disgusting.
It's always really frustrating to see wrong information about yourself out there in general.
I know. And Keemstar's put out bullshit information about me before. Not on Drama Alert, on his timeline, where it's his opinion.
We've seen it too about ourselves. Not even related to who is saying what. Just it's so frustrating to know. Wait, this is wrong. But
when you get to a certain.
Also, wait. I want to say there is a picture that says, and it's such a genius move. Well, it's either genius or incredibly stupid. There is a picture that they don't do any research into all the stuff we've built out, which we've been very public about. If you watch like a vlog or tweets or fucking anything, they're like the most he gets or the most he's done with his Patreon is he changed his pillows, right? And then they say, and that's what he gets for $250,000 a month on Patreon. Which
you know, here's the thing. I know what you're talking about. You're talking about Honor the Call, and that was a meme, and that was a joke, and I'm having a lot of fucking trouble believing you didn't know that. Everybody joked about it. I joked about the pillows. Fucking Class Crazy joked about the pillows. And Honor the fucking Call, another guy you refused to call out, did not put that out as actual information. It was a goof. And I've almost... This is why it smells like a scam to me. He's looking for fucking sympathy. How dare he do that to you, Phil? That was a goof. It was a joke. Everybody knows it was a joke. Nobody was serious. And Honor the Call is the one where I first saw it. And if you're talking about him, he's got a pretty good reputation. I'm getting shit right. So I think that was a lousy fucking thing to you to do. Unless you fucking just jumped the gun and you thought it was serious. Don't you hate when people put out false information about you, Phil?
We'll say is an absurd and ridiculous number. Now, it's idiotic if they actually think I make that. Or it's genius because they're throwing out such a bullshit number that they're like, well, then what is it? And then I still stand by the same reasons of why we don't choose to share that number. Especially with... I mean, once again, we were talking about it. I do plan to move it off because I understand why there is a connotation with Patreon and donations. And that's in no way what we see ourselves as and in no way what we're doing. It's fan funding in the sense of selling a shirt, giving a product, giving videos, etc.
Yeah, that's still fan funding. Now it's fan funding again? Fan funding or business? Jesus Christ. I'm sorry you guys aren't getting Chef the Top today, but this is a fucking big one.
I screenshot this because it was so priceless.
This is where he goes after fucking Cavos.
The guy, one of the guy, I don't want to mention his name.
Cavos. Big English prick.
That's what I don't like about that, though, Tommy.
I hate
say
that.
his name, bro.
Why not? This is Cavos. He said something
about
it. Or don't say anything. You know, it's almost misleading itself. And what if somebody else gets blamed for it? What if I got blamed for that?
That went after me for having a Patreon, which gives us stability, gives us safety, is helping us grow.
Yeah, I bet it's helping you. It's free money.
Businesses are supposed to grow.
Yeah, let me tell you. Well, you get free money, shit tends to go. Oh, I'm sorry. You got a little fucking tchotchke you got to send over to fucking a cup that has your dopey mug on it, on a mug.
I think within 24 hours of that same video, he tweeted, had enough of YouTube. Demonetized my videos, so I appealed and it gets monetized. I wake up again and it's demonetized again. Overnight, my views have been cut in half and my videos have been getting demonetized like crazy. So demotivated.
Right.
Fuck you.
Right.
You.
Well, yeah, I mean.
But here's the thing. He's not criticizing the Patreon as a fucking thing. He's criticizing the way you're using it. And maybe he could use it. And I've actually talked to him privately about how I feel about Patreon. He just disagrees, and it is a little tough to sit there and Patreon's a good way to get around the monetization thing. You're absolutely fucking right, but that's not what he's saying, Phil. You're kind of strawmanning him.
And they're like,
it's almost over, by the way, boys.
Let's say I agree.
I would have been so sad if my closeout for that was me cracked my phone.
Yeah, that would be pretty funny. Let's say like I'm gonna look at this from all sides, like objectively. Like, I have some issues with Patreon. I have some reservations about it, but even if I say I feel uncomfortable with the idea of Patreon, you can only scam people on Patreon to an extent. Like people know what they're getting themselves into.
Right.
They know what they're giving money for.
Right.
And they are free to stop anytime.
In Phil's case, that's not entirely true. Not until recently. In Phil's case, that is not entirely true, which is the entire criticism of Kavos' video.
What are we waiting for?
That's not entirely true. Now, it might not be true anymore, but it wasn't up until he did his fucking interview.
It's not like...
and it's not like fucking it was yesterday. 8 months went by.
You can't really... By the very nature of it, you can't really... I mean, nobody's giving money against their will, and the whole thing itself is pretty upfront. Like the whole system of it.
The only way you could be scammed is in two ways. One,
I could think of a million. I'm from New Jersey.
Yeah. Now let's hear the two.
Yeah.
I'm just pocketing the money and I'm making bank, and just keep in mind. Wait, I said this somewhere else, not to you. I'm paying myself last.
I don't care. I care about the Patreon.
Okay, that still doesn't mean it's not a scam.
Yeah, no, that's true.
Am I?
There's two ways. He
forgot what he said because he's mad and you can see it.
Scam on Patreon.
Right, so it's you charge for something and then you don't send it out to them, right?
Okay.
So like a poster, which once again, if anyone's ever supported us, you didn't get your shit, contact us. There is an easy way to get it.
How much you want to bet Scarce is too fucking lazy to fill out the goddamn thing to get his thing? He might be right about that. You know what? Am I going to fill out this thing to get my
beef?
Yeah, I know. Like you think like he's going to sit there and like Scarce wakes up after smoking pot for 12 hours straight. He's like, should I fill this shit out? I didn't get my goddamn Phil Defranco mug. Fuck it. I'll just cancel it. And, good luck, Phil.
I didn't get my stuff though. Doesn't feel like a scam, but
that was funny. That's so
even though I didn't get my stuff.
If I was gonna write a parody of Scarce getting ripped off by Phil Defranco, I would have wrote that shit word for motherfucking word. And if you don't know what we're talking about, I was mentioning the Cavos video. Like, oh, I didn't get my shit, but I don't feel like I got scammed. But that isn't a good example. One example is not a good example. But it's definitely a funny one. That was one of the funniest parts of the video.
And the people that don't get it are incredibly in the minority. The second is growth, right? We said that we want to get more videos, get more everything out. But even in the launch video, I say, I don't want to blow smoke up your ass. You're not going to support this. And then instantly, this news network exists. It's going to take time.
But you didn't tell you what the news network would consist of. You just said shows and more stuff like that. And then you really didn't come fucking clean until now.
I'm not saying that just because I want to take my time, but because...
Well, you're not saying that because you just want to take your time. Boy, that was revealing. Is that a Freudian slip?
I know, having built...
Wouldn't it be funny if all this thing is just he was procrastinating and it was just totally unnecessary? I just didn't
really have some shit.
You know?
Business before, there are pitfalls. There are things where you're just like, fuck, we can't move on this.
Right.
This is hard. Especially in a business that I personally... I care about trust so much with everyone that we bring on because I've had so many, well, not so many, some specific horrible instances in the past that I never want to experience again.
Fluffy. All right. We're just about to end this shit. It's got a couple seconds left.
Do the same shit.
Fuck. Shut up. Let me get you back. All right, listen. There's plenty of ways to scam people. I could think of one. Tell them they're donating to something they're not. Then tell them it's something else when they ask questions. It's not just the fucking... There's only two ways to scam people. There's a million ways to scam people. There's con artists born every day, and there's a sucker born twice. So, I mean, that's just ridiculous. Only two. There's no way I could possibly be scamming. There's only 2 possible ways to do it. Give the Mafia Patreon. I bet they feel a million ways to do it. Give any fucking street gang Patreon. I bet they figure some shit out quick.
Oh, yeah.
I don't buy that shit forever. But this is the last video I got to play. And this basically I would have never made this stream. Listen to this. And he's talking about Patreon being forthcoming. The company. Here we go. Phil, are you there?
Do the same shit, or at least call yourself on it. I do think that they are calling themselves on it, but it's just talk. Just talk. Most everything online. I think you guys probably feel the same as far as communication. It comes down to communication.
Yeah, for sure.
It's so frustrating. I don't know. That's
well.
Yo, shit, Phil. That's exactly what everybody's saying. But you're concentrating on the stupid shit Keemstar said, or whatever Cabos may or may not got it wrong. It's communication. And you can just always rile back, well, I don't engage with people that throw dirt. What the fuck, dude? It's exactly what people are saying. It's what I'm saying. What do you, oh, I used to work for Keem, so that means I got a fucking agenda, and I just want to take you down. Guess what? You fucking go to jail and get butt fucked by 7 Mexican guys. It doesn't change my fucking life one bit. Nothing happens. I still get fucking yelled at. Nobody cares what I do. And I still procrastinate. Nothing changes for me if you make that. Actually, it might even be better that you get it done for me. You can make that case. Probably not, but that's bullshit. I'm sorry, guys. That was the longest one we ever did. I apologize.
No, it's cool. But tell me, let me say something real quick.
Sure, go ahead. Go ahead. Shoot.
Listen,
and we'll take some calls.
Like, I get both sides kind of, because, I mean, like you said, a lot of his defenders say, well, he's been on here for a long time. He's never done anything like that. And that's cool. Like, I get that.
That's circumstantial as well. That's something to go on. Okay.
I get that. But at the same time, in any other company that wasn't YouTube, if somebody told you it was one thing and then said it was another thing, I'm throwing up a red flag, bro.
Yeah.
I'm not a sucker.
You hit it right on the head. You hit it right in the head. I just think that when I say it looks, feels, and smells like a scam, it really just, these are red flags. The fact that he changed the definition of what he was collecting money for is now a business. That's a red flag. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying.
You want to see the end product.
Yeah, pretty much. And now I got a better idea. And now I feel a little more comfortable about it if it didn't take this long, and the fact that he didn't change it to a business. I'm telling everybody from my own experience, I already gave him $5. Right, and I got in there because I wanted to see what was going on. I'm telling you, there's nothing but fluff, and then you can buy T-shirts and shit like that if that's your bag. All right, if there's another way to buy a T-shirt, just buy the fucking T-shirt, you know, or support his show directly, or buy his stuff. I don't think there's anything wrong with the Phil Defranco show, by the way. I think it's fucking good. I watch it at least twice a week, especially if it's a topic that I want. All right, but I'm telling you, as with no evidence, that I get a bad feeling from this, that I don't trust this, and I recommend that you don't give them money. You might feel a little better. I just don't feel comfortable with this, and I am going to tell people how I feel. Right? I mean, Costa's crazy got my case because, well, if you're using the word scam, you're probably weakening your argument. Yeah, you're probably right, but I got to be honest. I got to call it like I see it. I'm not in the business. I'm not like I'm not like that fucking rat in goddamn Buffalo. I'm not scheming every day. I'm just calling it like I see it and walking away.
I see it. Right.
I mean, the worst fucking thing Kavos did in that video was it was almost exactly the same argument Keemstar made on this show 8 months ago. Remember when I blew him up? He was essentially walking to the door of accusing Phil of a crime. That's irresponsible. It's not good. It's not good journalism. But I mean, you got to take Kavos for what he is. He's kind of a fucking. He's kind of just like a really mean commentator. That's his shtick. That's his back. Now, he does have an obligation to get it fucking right. I still don't know what he got fucking wrong. And everybody's over, well, Kavos got it wrong. He was misleading. He lied. He didn't tell the truth. Okay, where? They don't tell me where. And I'll admit there wasn't some good examples, but the theme of the theme of the film, I'm thinking of Star Wars, the theme of it was he wasn't transparent. And he was slightly after. So everybody could go, ha ha, Kavos, see? He came out with something. Yeah, only after your video, so you have to believe 2 things. Kavos is the most unlucky motherfucker on the planet, or he lit a fire.
He lit a fire, yeah.
Under Defranco's ass. And if he did lit a fire under Defranco's ass to make him come more forthcoming, and even if he fucks shit up, it is my personal belief that he did the right thing. And we're going to leave it at that. I'm going to check my DMs now and see who wants to fight with me. I disagree. Yanis, I'll keep that in mind. Spencer, disagree. Raymond, I disagree. Okay, if one of you motherfuckers are lying, I'm not letting you call in. I'm letting you call in for a week. Tell me I disagree with you. Phil inspired me to do this. And you're funny, dude. I can't show that. Keen Video's right here. Where is it? This says Keen Video's right here, Verse. Put it back in. I want to watch that. Diamond Eyes. You are beautiful. You're hot. Oh, thanks, Diamond Eyes. Let's put in, I'll go with Spencer, I think. Let's get Spencer. Is he still in there? And he's not in there. Let's check if, was it Edgar? No. What about, I disagree, but not with Defranco. Fuck off.
Oh my God.
Is Yanis in there? I don't see any of the fucking people. $10. Keem is back in the days. Team is back in the days of Scars Cam. It's $20 to kids to be mods on Blog TV. Yeah, I know. It wasn't. Didn't he fucking get kicked off of YouTube for like selling people fucking YouTube accounts? You know, in fairness. I mean, I don't know.
Before my time.
Merriweather. Who the fuck said they were gonna do it? Type me again. Yanis, Spencer. Who fucking disagrees? Verse, Diamond Eyes. Raymond fucking obviously trolling my ass. I would love to join. I have things to say. I don't care if you want. I don't want to get accused. I don't want to get accused of fucking Jonathan Edgar. I'm gonna hope Edgar. Edgar, you disagree with me?
Yes.
Yes, go ahead.
But I want to actually make an interesting argument because, you know, I want it to be a dynamic show.
Like you were ready. Go ahead.
All right. So one argument I may want to present, and I could be 100% fucking wrong, but at this point,
and then let's be up clear.
It could be a fun shit show.
So could I, by the way. But go ahead.
So I'm thinking, like, when you start up a business, you know, you have the investor shares, you have the oversights, you have, you know, you have to, like, produce content to show to the investors, oh, hey, fuck, guys, I'm making money, so I can pay you back. But whenever he crowdfunds it, well, he doesn't theoretically have to pay them back their shares. Like, they don't own a portion of the
donation, not a business.
Yeah. Yeah, so, like, I think that's why he didn't start it off as a business then. But then what happened was that whenever Patreon changed it to the business thing, you know, I think that's why he changed it only in name, because that's what it required.
Might be true, but that doesn't change how he sold it, and I think that's dishonest personally. That he might be 100% true. They may have approached him and told him to say it, like, I'm sorry, I wouldn't have done that. It's like, no, that's not how I sold this shit.
No, but I mean, like, I think that's personally why he didn't start it off and say it was a business, because if people, you know, donate to him as a business, theoretically, they could legally bind themselves as a shareholder potentially, right?
I suppose, but there's no shareholders because there's no investors.
Yeah,
which I'm uncomfortable with. I'm personally uncomfortable with it. All right, man. I'll get some other calls, dude. Is that all you had?
No, I actually wanted to say I think he did make a very fair comparison, at least with the Ruby thing. Because I mean, not Ruby, Rooster Teeth. Because Rooster Teeth back in the day, you know, they just made machinimas of red versus blue. And then they expanded upon their content, and then they actually made a business.
Yeah, but I think donation, like I'm donating. I'm getting something out of it. Yes. I know what I'm doing. I'm donating to Rooster Teeth. They make red versus blue. He wasn't that upfront about it until he was on H Street, until Kavlos' video.
Well, I mean, you can make the argument that he was donating to the Philip DeFranco show. He did.
Yeah, but no, it's a business. You know, you're buying fucking sports there. You can't have it both ways. That's my whole point. You know what I'm saying, buddy? It's a business.
Yes.
Am I missing something here? I'm not trying to be rude, by the way, buddy. If you're
no. You're not offending me. I'm trying to think about it because, like, I can see somebody donating to the show and then buying merch to also support the show. You know, kind of like what people already do. Like Elvis the Alien, he has a Patreon, I bet, and then he also has T-shirts that you can buy from his site.
All right. Okay.
So I mean, I figure it could be something like that.
All right. Fair enough. Thanks for calling, man. Thanks for being cool.
Oh, fuck off now.
All right, take care. No, you don't have to fuck off, but you can get the fuck out of here. How about that? Merriweather, you on the air. Don't fuck this up, Merriweather.
Just a moment, need to mute things.
Yes, I know. You should have been ready. Because people, tell me if you disagree. Because everybody that said they disagree
with
me, everybody that said they disagree with me in the queue, they're not in the queue right now. Maybe I changed their mind. I don't fucking know. Merriweather, what am I doing wrong?
So, I mean, you set a few $1 million Philly obviously has. He is obviously a multi-millionaire.
I don't know if I said that. I said it's somewhere in between. I don't know how much it is, but he did repeat it. I didn't put it.
He definitely has more.
All right.
I
didn't put it in, but he did repeatedly say he was comfortable. So I'm pretty sure he's a millionaire. I think it's fair to say he's a millionaire. Okay, go ahead.
Yes, he does. Sure. He does probably have over $1 million. The thing is, that isn't that much money when it's stretched over a long period of time, and he has a family to support.
It's enough to get a loan. It's enough to get a loan.
I'm sure it is. I'm sure it is. But why get a loan when you have the audience to create a subscription?
That's my problem, dude. That's my whole problem. I'm not comfortable with that. That's basically, we agree. Maybe you think that's cool and I don't. And you know what? You could agree to disagree. That's my problem. Okay. And I probably wouldn't have cared if he was just upfront to begin with. In fact, I remember getting off of Catch 33. We finished recording. I was like, that motherfucker better talk in a couple of weeks. You know.
Fast forward 8 months later.
Yeah, and he didn't talk. Now I'm ticked.
Okay, so just to get a little bit onto that, I personally have a Patreon. Do you think that's wrong?
No,
even though I am also comfortable.
I have a Patreon. What do you use it for, bud?
I've used it for comics. I am a published author. Okay. I get a lot of money from my publisher.
And what do you use the money? What do you use the money for?
I use the money to pay the artists, even though I personally could.
You already did more than Phil DeFranco did. You already told me more than Phil DeFranco did prior to Cavos' video. I'm satisfied with that. Good luck. Good luck with your career. I wish you the best.
Okay.
See what I mean? That's all we're asking for. That's all there was. Where's the money going? He doesn't really say that. He doesn't really say it in the video. He just says, I got this. Crom Molly. My ad block donation.
All right, but he's also providing merchandising. He's paying, like, people are paying. It's like a backstage pass.
I got that, but that's not how he sold it. And everybody does that. Everybody does that. Everybody says, like, they like the tier 1, tier 2, and you get this, that, and the other thing. They don't necessarily call that a business. That's just a perk. And you know what? Religious organizations do that as well. So it's not. They don't call that a business normally. He didn't set out and say, I'm starting a business on Patreon. It's a fucking new crazy thing. You buy shirts and it supports this network I want to build. That's not what he did.
Okay, so Philip DeFranco mentioned briefly on the H3 podcast that he doesn't view Patreon as a donation service. He views it as like.
Don't you find that convenient?
Well, I suppose it is convenient, but I don't really see what's wrong with it still.
Yes, it was $25. Thank you so much. I did see that. Didn't I fucking say that, Crom Molly?
You did not.
I'm a dick. Thanks fucking for catching that, Speedy Bird. Crom Molly, you're the best. You're one of the best supporters on the show. Don't think I don't care. And you know where that money's going? Hookers. There you go. I'm fucking
At least you're more transparent.
Yes, I'm more. That's the whole point, buddy.
Exactly.
Let me get a couple of the people because I do. My wife's gonna fucking throw me out of here. All right.
So I'll make it quick. I know you got other callers. Just briefly mentioning one thing. You said he's making money. He's obviously very affluent. You mentioned that he definitely has more than $1 million, even if it's not 8 million or 20 million or some claim. Sure. What is wrong with using his audience to offset the cost of producing a show with probably 30 staffers?
I would have,
even though he's.
I don't know if anything, and if you remember on Catch 33, I made a strong argument for that. Okay. The problem was it was the lack of transparency afterwards and the fluff talk. That's what made me uncomfortable about it. I am what's something I was once for to keep the because once you get the corporations in and the investors, they're going to tell you how to run the news business, and they're going to want, and I think he's right, they're going to want you to report stories their way, right? So that was, I did buy it, but too much time went by from me. And you only did it after Clavos threw them out. So I'm even more suspicious. I'm actually more suspicious than I was. Even though I have more information, I really have the information I always wanted. I could defend it. I could fucking take apart Keemstar's article. Fucking ridiculous argument. I mean, he just said this shit. So much time got by and I got uncomfortable. And it doesn't feel fucking good. You know, he can sit there and fucking say everybody's out to get me like fucking he's Hillary Clinton and it's 1998. But it turns out that fucking Bill Clinton was getting his dick sucked by Monica Lewinsky, Mr. Victim. Don't let that happen to you. And I don't buy this. I would never do that because that would fuck me up. Well, serial killers don't want to get caught either. That's the way I feel. Thanks for calling, Barryweather. I appreciate it. I would never do that.
Pretty good call. They do it anyway.
Oh, Veggie's on there. Perfect. He can talk. Veggie, you're on the air. Thanks for being respectful.
Hey, what's up, Tommy?
What's up, buddy? Okay, what do you got for me? What am I getting wrong?
Well, I haven't been able to watch the entire show. I'm on my break at work. I'm literally.
I wish you really could have. So you did a great fucking job.
I don't know what all you've covered. All right, but I just wanted to reiterate with that whole conversation that we were having last night, or last night for me, probably morning for you. My issues with Kavos wasn't the transparency thing. It was just everything that he got wrong in his video.
What did he get wrong specifically?
Okay, so...
And by the way, the only thing I defended was the transparency thing, and I did make a criticism. And I started off the show to say I'm not defending Keem's argument and all of Kavos' argument. I made that abundantly clear. I'm defending the fact that he called it a scam and the lack of transparency. That's all I'm defending, but go ahead.
Right. Okay. So the big one for me was when he brings up this tweet that he sent out 4 months ago. He gets linked to a tweet where Philip Defranco says new Philip Defranco show is this close or whatever it was.
Yeah. 4 months ago.
I took all of 20 seconds to type that into the Twitter search bar. He's been saying that at the very earliest I was willing to check back since December 2010. He says it all the time because the name of his show.
That doesn't exactly help his case, though, bud.
What's that?
That doesn't exactly help Phil's case, though, bud. He's been teasing.
How does that not help his case?
Well, he's teasing the show. Well, I mean, it was before the Patreon.
Maybe it doesn't help his case. Maybe it doesn't help his case.
Yeah.
But Kavos was producing it as evidence to say that the whole new rollout was going to be, this close as of 4 months ago, which is just entirely untrue.
You're not uncomfortable with the fact that he hasn't been more forthcoming up until Kavos' video?
No.
Why not?
I just don't understand what the problem is, because the
problem is he isn't. Well, you did say you understood what the problem was. You mentioned the transparency in Kavos' video. That's the problem. That was the bulk of Kavos' video. Some of the other arguments withstanding. That is the bulk and the message of Kavos' video.
But what I'm saying is, why is everybody ignoring the fact that he got so much in the video wrong? That's my big.
Well, I can only. You know what? I'm not terribly sure what he got wrong. I'll be perfectly honest because I'm not interested in it. I defended him calling it a scam because I feel like it's a scam too. Whatever he got wrong, and I want to know exactly what he got wrong. If he got that wrong, okay, he got that wrong. The question still remains. When I thought it was completely ridiculous that he made the comparison of the drama alert, and I actually said that in the video, right? But the question doesn't change. When's the show coming? What are you doing with the money? And he really didn't say that. Well, he sort of said that on H3. He didn't say, this is what I'm doing with the money. He just said, this is why I hide the money. Because I have to.
Okay, so again, my thought process on this is when he starts, he says he wants to build a news and entertainment network.
Okay.
That's going to be running frequently, 7 days a week.
Okay.
And if you'd like to donate to the Patreon,
donate.
Feel free
that's
to
that's a funny word you just used. Donate, because he doesn't call it that anymore.
I don't know that that's his word.
Yeah. No. You got to hear this. I want you to listen to this, because he changes the entire reason for his starting this Patreon, and I find this disturbing, very, very disturbing. Listen to this.
Obviously, I don't look at Patreon as a donation. I see it as a transaction, right? It's not like a GoFundMe. People support at different tiers because you get early videos, you get exclusive videos, exclusive live streams. We used to sell signed posters with my own merch company that I launched forever ago. All we did was we kind of migrated that over. So it's like you can just do that there. We have exclusive mug, stuff.
All right, and then he goes on to explicitly say it was a business and that it wasn't a place for donations. That's not how he sold it, Veggie. And you know that. He sold it like, I need your help.
That's not how he sold it. At what point, though?
Like at the beginning, when he took a week off of work after throwing his fucking shoulder towards the camera and not editing it out, acting like he was in fucking agony. And then he came back to Franco Elite. I don't have a right to be suspicious here? Kavos doesn't have a right to be suspicious here?
No, I mean, again, you're arguing through speculation.
So is everybody. He's speculating that everybody's out to fucking get him. Actually, that's not speculation. He changed the fucking tune. That's not that's an undeniable fact. The fact that he's been vague about where the money goes is undeniably true. No one's asking for every transaction. The money goes to overhead. That's it. And he actually explained all the shit that he was doing. That would have been fine for me. And then at one point in the video, he bitches about Patreon not coming clean and talking to their customers. What about you?
So, but the thing is, at what point did we ever think it was going to anything else?
What point? I don't know. I was told they were getting a news network. Then I didn't fucking hear anything. Now I'm told that every time I buy sports stuff, it's actually a business on Patreon. It changed. And now, only after Kavos' video, whether he fucked it up completely, he's talking. You know why? Because Kavos got swing. So I'm sorry, it is circumstantial, and I'm not Keemstar. I can tell circumstantial evidence from direct evidence. But again, I'll make the Nigerian Prince argument. How do you know when you get that fucking email that it's really a scam? You don't. You know it from experience. You can't prove it, but you're not going to send the Nigerian Prince, here's my bank account. Put it all in there. You know it's fucking bullshit. And when I go on that goddamn site and I fucking put it on this goddamn show last week, it looks like fluff and trash. That's what I feel. That's what I feel. I'm not telling you not to donate. If you believe it, maybe I'm fucking wrong, but it doesn't feel that way. And the fact I stated my, and you know, in fairness to you, Veggie, in fairness to you, you didn't see the beginning of the show.
No.
You know,
you're good. We can all talk and listen to each other. That's fine. Another question that I had is, let's say after we hit the year mark or year and a half mark, everything rolls out and it's this massive, huge, just fantastic, amazing thing.
Am I satisfied?
What do we say?
Yes, but I'll never trust him again. I'll be so glad that got done. I'm glad he didn't rip any fucking buddy off, but it'd always be in the back of my mind because somebody put him in check. Because he changed the name from crowdfunding, which is what he was asking for. I need your help. It's too big a risk. To now it's a business. And now, in fairness, the Patreon's trying to move to that sort of model. But that's not how he advertised it. That's how he got people in the door. And if he puts that out, that's fucking great. But all he had to do was do what he did in H3 months ago. 2 weeks ago, I wouldn't have said a fucking word.
That's fair. Yeah. That's fair.
Yeah, and I think my argument's fair. I'm not spreading misinformation out there. I just don't like what I see. Circumstantially, I totally admit. I'm not fucking saying he's scamming everybody. It does feel like a scam to me, and I can't honestly recommend to people that donate to me and people that like what I do from my own heart. Nothing more than that. That is speculation. I wouldn't do it. It doesn't feel good. It feels like a Nigerian Prince. That's all I'm saying, Veggie.
Can I give Veggie a simpler answer to why some of us ignored stuff?
Real Talk wants to talk to you, Veggie. Go ahead.
Yeah, what's up?
So I'm gonna give you a simpler answer to why some of us ignored what Cabos got wrong. It's because Cabos is funny. I like him, so fuck you.
What are you talking to fucking Veggie that way? He's fucking he's a big patriot.
Veggie's like the one good caller we have.
I'm just playing Veggie.
They're buddies. They're buddies.
I'm just being honest, though, bro. I mean, I'm just being.
If he got that wrong, I don't know that the example that you gave, Veggie, was. Like he says he had a show quick much. All right, he's indecisive. He doesn't fucking follow through with what he's telling you. That's all you told me. He said that a year ago. Well, that's not good. I mean,
and, you know, with the whole situation, Philly D could fall flat on his face, and this thing might not come out. In which case, I still wouldn't even say that I'm necessarily wrong, because my biggest point in all of this is there's just so much speculation from both sides.
I would agree.
So much that we don't know. It's the fact that everybody's getting so heated about this.
Yes, and that's his fault because he didn't address it. That's his fault. He didn't address it. I mean, look, I understand what he says. Like, I don't got to talk to Keemstar. I don't blame you there. But he's got to address something. Not everybody's slinging mud out to get him and tear his career apart. He's not like fucking Hillary Clinton.
Yeah.
The great, vast right-wing conspiracy. Monica sucking your husband's dick. That's what I'm afraid. I think we're going to find out that somebody's sucking dick.
All right.
And it's not a big conspiracy.
With that second comment, I have to get back to work. So,
all right, bye. Veggie, I love you.
Tommy, I actually wanted to talk to you about this last night in Patreon, but I wasn't sure if you were busy or not.
No, I couldn't have done it anyway.
Just so I could get your 2 cents, because I'm still going to be making that video that I've been working on. It's just
if you want to tear it, I'll take a look at it. Your Patreon.
All right, guys.
I'll talk to you. Being real about it.
Jeff, real talk. Take it easy, guys.
Care. By the way, you know your money goes to hookers and booze. Just telling you. Bye.
Oh, I know these things. I know what I said.
Yeah, you know what you signed up for. It's more than more. Hookers and booze. And fucking Kylo Ren. I think that's it. Who else wants to fight me? I think I'm done. I disagree. Huge point. Sorry. I think. Sorry, disconnected. You're out of luck. I would call in, but I agree with you. Everyone lies. I'm on the fence, but I can play devil's advocate. I think we covered it all, guys. And I really think these. I barely let these two fuckers talk, and I really feel bad, by the way. But you did a good job.
No, you're good. You should. No. Fuck that, Jeff. You should feel bad.
I really apologize.
No, I'm just joking, bro.
Well, you haven't been here in over a month, so I get your.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, well, I did tell you, like, you came back the wrong fucking day.
Got my one spot.
I mean, I want one of those days where we can fuck around, you know. I'm actually working on a story. I'm trying to get the father of Rose from Daddy 05 on the show. I think he's got a story to tell.
Oh, shit.
I don't know if you guys know this, but the Daddy 05 kids have been taken away from Rose. I'll let him go into it. They are now in foster care. Neither parent has professional, and neither parent has possession. And it's coming up on Christmas time, and I'm going to see if we can make a difference and see if we can change some things. Remember, it starts here. But this gentleman here is he's not very internet savvy, and we got to do this one right. And so there's not going to be any music or any bullshit. You're probably going to get to see me as I am and not so much my idiot persona, because I'm taking this shit deadly fucking serious. As somebody who was put in foster care as revenge to get back at my fucking biological father, this touches me at home, and it's probably why I flipped out on Vanilla Rice. I want to get this fucking right, and I want to see if I can get these kids home for Christmas. Maybe Philly D will pick up the story. It'd be nice if he did again, because I don't think a lot of people know the biological mother doesn't have these fucking kids. So I want to see if I can make a difference this Christmas. I don't know if I can. This is the riskiest one yet, where this is the one that I don't know. But you got to get the ball rolling. Maybe mainstream media pick up on it. Maybe Keem will pick up with it. God forbid Scarce will pick up on this shit. The parents
just somebody.
Aren't with the mother. The parents aren't with the mother. The kids aren't with the mother. The kids aren't with the mother. The kids aren't with the mother. So I'm working on this. I'm going to try to do it fucking right. And by the way, I can't give all the details. This guy's taking a huge risk. Huge. So I'm not doing this for entertainment. I'm trying to get this fucking done right, and I mean it. So it might be uploaded and edited. You might get that one day, or we're gonna do it live. Don't expect music or even me to sound the same, because I told the guy I'm a big Howard Stern fan. I always want to have my Howard Stern type radio show. I don't know if I'm the best guy for the job, but as you guys know, and as history, when it comes to Pootie Pie, when it comes to a lot of situations,
starts here.
It starts right here. Just about every goddamn time. So if we can make a difference as fuckheads, hey, I sound like Phil Defranco. We're gonna make a difference as fuckheads. If we can do that, I'll have a Merry Christmas. I'll see you tomorrow. Peace.
This is the almighty infinite, independent excellence. Devil fighting, rebel titan, weed smoking alchemist. Fake identities, okay, you cool with Jason Bourne. Running with these Wolverines, okay, you about to catch a storm. I ain't never been a liar, got tired of niggas playing me. Head in my legs like she about to catch a pedigree. Chi-Town to King's home, slapping fives, black stones. 6 Mile to danger zones, bullets look like waffle cones. Folk affiliated to evolution of Machiavelli. Don't make me lead them eagles to you like I'm Chip Kelly. They feel my struggle, I express it through my hip hop. I'm about to make it hard to breathe, here's a headline.